For years, Tina and I have been dreaming about a moment that we were able to accomplish this week. We've been watching all kinds of YouTube videos and following different channels for probably close to a decade of just homesteaders and DIYers and house builders and farmers and cattle farmers and chicken raisers. We've been researching and just absorbing knowledge from other people through YouTube and meeting them face to face with things like Homesteaders of America and other conferences, and just trying to get to know the people that can steer us in the right direction. And we've learned a lot. And this week, we've had a very pivotal moment. It's kind of a life-changing situation here. We had a well dug, probably a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. We had a septic dug. That was expensive. We had a concrete pad poured over the rough plumbing, which we had to hire somebody to do. That was expensive. And now it's kind of on me to get the rest of the pieces together. This week, I was able to get the electrical panel energized in a way where we can use the batteries that we had with the inverter that we had and the solar panels that we had to power the well pump for the first time in a real way. And then I ran some plumbing, and we have some outside spigots. So we have water. We have running water here for the first time. And it was to the point where it was a very emotional experience seeing water come out of that hose for the first time. What I'm going to do is show you the panel, give you an update of how I have it hooked up, give you a brief overview of what I've been doing this week on the plumbing, show you the hose spigots, and we have two big surprises. I now have a shower, and we have a guest star that we're going to bring into the picture in a moment. Walking into Tina's pantry is where we're going to have the electrical panel. So last video, or one of the most recent videos, I was talking about the panel itself. But this week I was able to repurpose the 400 amp hour batteries that we have with the inverter that we have and the solar charge controller that we have, hook all that up through that cable to this breaker. Now that breaker energizes half of the panel. So when you see these two breakers, they're every other. And this is the breaker for the well pump. This is a breaker for our one outlet that we use for a little mini fridge while we're up here. So we are slowly getting to the point where this is starting to resemble an actual house. Now, since we have running water, I was able to install a toilet. Temporarily, of course. This isn't the toilet we're going to end up with. This was the cheapest one we could find, and we installed it. The risers underneath aren't exactly code, but they're going to work for now. And I've tested this out a few times. It works pretty good. The problem is the floor is going to get raised with a tile floor. So I wasn't exactly sure where to cut the drain pipe height to. So those risers brought it up to where the drain pipe was left by the plumber. So we have a toilet. Very exciting. Now, if you go back up to the front of the house, this is going to be the center of our plumbing system. So you got the pressure tank there. The blue things are the filters that are going to go right up in here. I'm struggling a little bit with that filter, trying to chase some leaks. I have some ideas on how to fix it. I'm just out of time this week to work on it. On the outside of the house, if I take you out here, we also now have a hose bib on both sides of the house. So this is the front of the house. The hose bib right there is close to the front door, makes it very convenient. We have another one on the back, right on the other side of the house. Let's take it back there and show you the shower. Now, right outside the back door, we have the other hose bib. And the second I ran this for the first time, it was very exciting. I had to send Tina a picture. We were on the phone and we were just having a moment together. And it was a very cool experience. Very, very cool moment. The hoses ran all the way to this temporary outdoor shower. This is not going to be the be-all, end-all. But this is going to be what keeps me, clean and refreshed while I'm up here working. It's just a cheapo camp shower that I bought to be using up here anyway. Used it a couple of times in another situation. Actually, we used it inside the house before we had the concrete floor, and we just ran it off of a battery and a pressure pump. And baby steps. We're getting there. And this thing does a decent job. It gets pretty warm and it's get a decent amount of pressure. What I did was install one of these quick connects to the hose, because the camp shower came with these quick connects. And you can see there the hot and the cold. So the hose can just be ran to this whenever I need to use it. And I'm going to take this down and put it away for the week that I'm not here. I mean, we had some pivotal moments this week, right? We got water. I got a shower. We have a working toilet. The well's going. In theory, like, this homestead is now a huge step forward from what it was before. One story that we never really mentioned on this channel before was earlier this year, I think it was April, I found 2 German short hair pointer puppies just dumped on our property. We ended up bringing them home after keeping them company for a week. We fed them. We picked all the ticks off. They loved us. We couldn't keep them, but we did everything we could to find the owner. And nobody came forward after several days, Facebook messages and all that stuff. This town is so small that everybody in town was kind of like, not my dog, never saw him before. And I ended up getting a spot at the local animal shelter, and they were promptly adopted. Cute little guys, and I'll put a picture up here along the way. Now, that was April. This is July, end of July. Lately, I've been taking morning walks up and down my road, and I got all the way up to the corner, probably about maybe 3/4 of a mile or so. And there's a farm there, but it's a little bit of a busier road. Not a main highway or anything like that, but it's a county road in the country, cars flying by. And when I walked up there, I saw this little gray kitten dodging trucks and trying to hide in the grass and all that. And it was scared. It wasn't running anywhere in particular. It was running scared. It was running from the danger and had nowhere to go. It didn't know what to do. It let me pick her up, and I carried her back to the cabin that we're staying in while I'm up here. And we now have another cat. So here she is, scared little girl, but she's sweet as can be. She lets me do whatever I want to her. Coolest thing about her, I don't know if you can see, but she has a thumb. So I did some research, and it turns out there are cats that have extra thumbs occasionally. Occasionally. This is not a breed, but a genetic thing. Doesn't affect them health-wise at all. It's just they got an extra thumb. And she's the coolest little kitten. But she's too young to be out here by herself. So I'm going to do my due diligence, try and find her home. And if I can't, in the near future, she's going to be staying with us. If we were living up here already, if we were already established, she'd make an excellent barn cat. You could tell she's going to be feisty. And in the meantime, I got to get her south to New Jersey. Put her in the truck and give her a ride home. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or whatever, leave them down below. And please subscribe, like, comment, share the video, do all the things. And keep an eye out for future videos coming from Robinson Family Farm and Future Homestead. Man, she's nuzzling. Cool little cat. All right, well, with that in mind, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.